Happy New Year, everybody! Welcome to our very first budget for 2020. Oh my gosh, can't believe it's already here. Welcome, my name is Jackie, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do a zero-based or every dollar budget using percents on my Excel sheet. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it with real numbers. Not only am I going to show you the monthly budget, but I'm going to show you how I budget out every single paycheck. My husband gets paid every Friday, and I am actually going to be getting paid every other Friday. So we're going to see how that looks within our budget. For those of you who have been following, I've started sharing our real household numbers with you guys in these budgets, probably I think October 2015. Back then, we were extremely low income. We basically made about $30,000 for the entire year as a family of four. We were really trying to get out of debt just so we could even pay our bills. It wasn't even to have extra money. It was literally just to survive. And we have grown so much over the last couple years. But you can see how our budget has changed. I have all of those videos still on my channel, so if you want to get a sense for how we use this exact same template back in 2015 when we only made 30,000 a year up until this year where now we're making more like 60, 70,000 a year. So we've grown a lot. We've come a long way. So I just want you guys to understand that the numbers that you're seeing now are years of hard work. And so I hope you guys get something out of it. So let's jump on the Excel sheet and get started with our 2020 January budget. All right, so this is December. Like I said, I take the previous month to make the new month. If you haven't seen already, I have budgeted out the entire year, and I've already made some changes to that. The one biggest change being I have officially got hired on at the YMCA. I'll be teaching 4 Zumba classes a week. For those of you that watched my goals report video, that was my goal for November. Well, basically starting like middle of November into December, I taught 1 class a week, and now with the new year, they've added 3 classes onto my schedule, so I'll have 4 classes a week. I've also been hired on as what's called a program counselor, so I'll be helping with the after school program and the kids club in the evening whenever I feel I need to. So that's what's changed in our yearly budget, is that. So this will change as I get my schedules and as I see what's going on. So that's the biggest thing there. The other thing is the tax refund that I'm thinking we're going to get about $4,000. I don't think we're going to get much back at all. Stay tuned. I'm going to do a whole separate video just about taxes. So otherwise, the first thing I do is I kind of just come on my yearly budget and I just get a glance for what did I plan initially and do I need to make any changes. The big change that I made was I added in roughly what I think I'm going to make at the YMCA. This is just a small estimate based on what I've been told my schedule is. I haven't got my official schedule for the after school program yet. I just know I'm doing Mondays, so I have that. And then I've added the self-employment. I'm actually projected to make more than the 250, so I've changed those. And then I've added in personal care here because my daughters do have their dental cleaning. We no longer have dental insurance. We are paying for health insurance this year, so we're going to talk about that here in a minute. And then I do have my chiropractor, which is $69 for the month. So that's pretty much what I've changed from what you've seen on the yearly budget. So now let's create January's budget. So the first thing I do within closing out the last month. So December, I closed it out, meaning I go through on the side here. These are all of our accounts that we have at the bank, and I make sure, or at another facility, I just make sure what's still in there. So I balance my checkbook before I make a copy of this. So these are the funds that are still in there. They're waiting to, the bills are due between the 7th, between the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, and the 10th. So these will all be coming out here in the next week. And then I just make sure I'm keeping track of what I owe on the Discover card. So that's kind of what I've done. Everything's closed out there. So now I'm going to basically, I come down here to the tab and I right click on my mouse. And it's going to bring up these options. And we want to move or copy is what we're doing. And I want to create a copy of this template because I don't want to recreate this template over and over again. All right? And we are going to put it here. We're actually going to put it right next to the 2020 budget. We're going to put it right in front of the 2020 budget. So I'm going to click on December because I want it to go behind December. I'm going to push OK. And actually, I think it went in front. That's fine. We're going to rename it here in a minute. So these little windows pop up. I just push yes as many times as I have to get through whatever it needs. Yes, 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 yes. There we go. Okay, we're good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename it. So this is the one I actually want. So I'm going to rename this one to January 2020. And then that way, this one I can rename, and I'm just going to take out that 2. Right? So now let's click on our January tab. So now this is going to be our January budget. So the first thing I do up here, I change this to January. Then what I do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to change what the paydays are. So my husband gets paid every Friday, and I'm going to get paid every other Friday. So I have my calendar right here so I can see that the first paycheck is the 3rd, which is tomorrow. So this is Thursday. I have access to my husband's pay stub on Thursday, so I like to do the budget at that time. Normally, the full month budget I would have done before the month started, but you know, we had a long vacation. Ricky had 10 days off of work, so we didn't really do any working stuff on my end. The next one is going to be the 10th, and this is actually when I will get paid as well. Then the 17th, and then the 24th, where I will get paid again as well, and then the 31st. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete out what was originally budgeted right here, and we're going to go through week by week here. Now my husband's base pay, $19.75 an hour, and their base pay is 40 hours a week. He is supposed to be getting a raise. I originally put in the yearly budget that he'd get a $1 raise in February, but he's actually going to be getting a raise in January. We just don't know how much it is. So for now, I'm budgeting out just what his current pay is. The other thing is I'm going to highlight all of these boxes, and I'm going to turn them. I'm going to turn all this back to red because this is where my starting point is. So I'm going to make these all red. Okay. So now his overtime. I estimate 10 hours of overtime every week. However, they have been working Saturdays and they have been working Sundays, so that's always changing. The 3rd, I'm going to do based off of what his paycheck actually was because I have access to that. The rest of these I'm going to estimate. So for instance, on the 10th, he's actually only going to have 4 hours of overtime because he had his vacation. So his overtime is about $29.63 an hour times his 4 hours. So on the 10th, he's looking at $118.52 for his overtime. Okay, so we're going to come back to that. Mine, this is, so I have self-employment and my YMCA income. So I'm actually going to make an extra row now and insert a row because my work, so I'm actually officially hired by the YMCA, so they are withholding my taxes for me. Okay, so I'm going to have that separate because I want this to calculate down in here with the taxes because we do keep track of what we're paying in taxes. Then I'm going to have my Jackie self-employment. Okay, so we can come back to those as well. I'm going to go and delete out what I might have, delete out that bonus, cashback, and all that. So I'm just deleting them out so we can start fresh. Okay, my husband's overtime for the rest of the 17th, and the rest of that I'm anticipating the 10 hours of overtime. So that would be $296.30. And this is, I'm calculating this before taxes. I like to keep track of where every penny is going. And I really encourage you guys, keep track of this stuff and actually look at your pay stubs every week because I found a huge mistake that would not have been caught on our end if I had not looked at my husband's pay stub. So I'm going to share that with you when I get down to that area. Okay. Okay, so for myself, again, I will not get paid. I'm just going to gray all these out for now because I want to line them up with the appropriate pay week. Okay, so we're going to come back to the 3rd here in a second. For my work, again, I would get paid on the 10th and the 24th. So I'm going to open those up because that's when I'll get paid. My self-employment, this is primarily my YouTube channel, which I get paid on the 22nd. So I'm going to be opening up the 24th because I'll get paid at that point, around that time. I did have an Instacart bonus come in for the 3rd, so I'm going to open up this one. Now the rest of these are basically blank unless if I have any Etsy sales, I get paid on a weekly basis if I have any Etsy sales. I'm no longer doing DoorDash. I'm no longer doing Instacart, so I will not earn that. The only thing I could possibly earn is any referral bonuses that people are finishing out. For my program counselor position, I'm only getting paid $11 an hour. That's basically minimum wage. It is an entry-level job, and I'm okay with that. When I do Instacart and DoorDash, I make maybe $12 to $13 an hour, but I am using my own car and my own gas and all of that stuff, and I have to take care of my own taxes later. So that's fine. My teaching position, teaching Zumba, I'm not sure exactly what my pay will be because I will have my first official pay for that on the 10th. So I'll be able to calculate that better in the future. For now, I'm just going to say $11 an hour for all of my stuff. On the 10th, also, we do have trainings that I have to do. I have about 6 hours worth of training material I have to do online, and I will get paid to do that training. I've only completed maybe an hour of it at this point. So for the 10th, I'm just going to say $22. Oh, yeah, $22 because I'm only expecting to have 2 hours on that first paycheck. And then the next one, I'm expecting to have at least 17 hours. And again, this is just lowballing. We're actually going to say 242. And again, if I get paid more for teaching, then that will change this. And if I get additional hours, because right now I'm only on the program counselor on Mondays after school program, which is basically I have 6 hours and 4 hours and 4 hours. So that's all going to change because I just don't have my actual schedule yet. So I'm doing the best that I can with what I got. On the 3rd, I'm expecting 150. And for the YouTube stuff, I need to come over and check my self-employment thing real quick. 6 on this day. I should have a very, very small commission coming in from my host agency, so we'll see roughly that. And then we have Amazon. And here I'm looking at 642 possibly. All right, so I'm looking at making about $430 there and there. Okay, so I have some things auto-calculating for me. The first one being the 8% of my husband's income. So 8% of my husband's income automatically goes into his 401k. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete out what would go into the emergency fund because we will come back to that. His pay stub. So I have his pay stub here. So it shows me his base pay and then his overtime. He had 20 hours of overtime, so he had 296. 30 times 2, so he had 592, 592.60 worth of overtime, so that was awesome. Okay, so now I have next thing on here, bonuses. We're not expecting to have any bonuses. This percent thing you can see here, I have one that's not calculating here, so I'm gonna have to figure out this formula here. I'll figure that out off screen and give it back to you. So cash back, we usually get that on like the 6th of the month. So I'm just going to line it up with the 10th because we're not going to have it this first paycheck. And I'm just estimating like $27. And then interest, this is interest on our bank account. And we usually get that around the 25th or 26th. So I'm actually just going to line it up, I guess, with the 31st because we won't have it by the 24th. And I'm just going to say $4 because last month it was like $4 and some change. So I just kind of go off of what the previous month was. So this is what our income is looking like before taxes for the month of January, $6,275.79. So now I'm going to plug what these numbers are into my actual budget because that's what it is. So I have $390.50, $1,600.02, $264, $430.77, 27, oops, and 4. Okay, our thing now is we want to be doing 12% to our paying ourselves first. So originally from last month I had it at 14%, so this is where I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this to 12%, and now we're just working our way down the budget. So I'm going to put 12% here. Now this is where it changes your actual formula. So I could change the 2, click behind the percent sign, and then click away, and it will change this to 12%. I'm going to highlight, left click and hold this little box at the corner. I'm going to drag it across all of them, and that changes my percent for each week. Okay, so now I already have the 8% here, so now what's left is going to our emergency fund. So $309 is going to go into our emergency fund, and then I have down here what's coming out of each paycheck. Okay, so $73.90 is going to come out of this first paycheck, $42.94, $43.45, $104.09, and then $44.70. Sometimes this calculates off slightly by a penny, so it's showing I have an extra penny right here. So that we'll just deal with at the end. Okay. Now coming down to giving, we're actually for 2020 we're changing this to 4%, And that's just because we have the added health insurance cost. So money has to come out of somewhere to pay for that. So we're doing it out of giving, and we're going to try to do half and half for gifts and donations. So I'm going to change this first to 4%. We have a few donations set up to come out automatically now for my husband's paycheck. So we're donating roughly, it's $3 a paycheck to United Way. So $15 for January is going into United Way. We have $2 a paycheck going into my husband's company. It's used for if fellow employees have a hardship, we can help them out. And then I also have coming out of $5 out of each of my paychecks is being donated to the YMCA because it is a nonprofit charitable donation. Now, whatever's left out of what's coming out automatically, we're going to be putting into two other funds. One is going to be like a wildlife, nature, conservation type fund. I have to figure out exactly which one I want to donate to, and we're going to try to set up at least some part as an automatic. And then the other one's going to be dealing with natural disaster relief, so helping with wildfires, hurricanes, all of that stuff. We will set up a certain amount, basically probably $10 a month. That will be automatic. Whatever's left is going into the savings account to grow until we can donate to a specific cause or situation that we feel we want to be able to make a bigger impact on. So that's kind of what we have going on here. But either way, we're just dividing this number. We're dividing. All right, I'm going to push save because I've done a lot so far and I don't want to mess up what I've already got going on. Okay, so now to the next category, which is our necessities. So last month in December, we were trying to do our necessities at like 70%. You can kind of see here we ended up ending December at 73%, a little higher than we expected. All right, so the taxes, and we also have to add in now, we have to add in our health insurance on here. I'm going to add it right here, insert, entire row, say health insurance. These I have set up to calculate a certain percent based on what we were seeing from all of my husband's paychecks before. These are going to be slightly different because now we are going to be paying taxes through my stuff for the YMCA. So I'm going to be calculating these same percents right now, but I'm going to do it from my husband's check, his overtime, and my YMCA check. So that's actually these first three here. So if I look on here, my calculation of this, it just shows C2 and C3. So I need to add C4, so I'm going to put in a plus sign, and I'm just going to do C4, come to the edge, and then click away, and now it should calculate from those three. This one I had 2.3%. That's kind of an average, I guess, of what we can see. I'm going to go ahead and just do that across the board. So I'm going to click this and take it all the way across. Okay, so that's more realistic of what we probably see. Sometimes it's less than 2%, sometimes it's 1 point something percent, sometimes it's 3%. It just depends on how much he made that paycheck, so that changes. The Arizona State, this has been pretty much spot on at the 1.65%. So I'm going to leave it as is. However, I am going to add in taxes for row C4, which is where my income is. It might change because this is based off of my husband's income. When he has the 401k taken out, then that's his taxable income. So this will switch slightly, but we want to do the best that we can to estimate the best that, we want to estimate the best that we can. So same thing with Medicare, I'm going to add that C4 onto here. There we go. Okay. And it changes this back. I got to change it back to red. And then Social Security, same thing. I need to add my C4. So family life insurance, this comes out of my husband's check automatically. It's $5.59 per paycheck, so I already have that in here, $5.59 per paycheck. His long-term disability is usually this 0.36%, so we're going to leave that as is. That's already calculated for us. Now health insurance. This changes. Basically, this is the big mistake that I found on my husband's pay stub. So I'm going to show you real quick. So we can see here, health, Medicare, medical, God, I can't talk, $127.80. Now, according to our enrollment package, the family, because we have the family health insurance, it should be $10 or 10.9% of your weekly earnings up to $85.24. So meaning you would cap out, you would max out at $85.24. They just did the 10% right off the bat. So Ricky called HR and let them know, hey, I think I was overcharged. It should be $85.24. You charged me $127. They said, oh, yes, I see that here. So what they're going to do is the 40 some dollars that they overcharge us, we will get reimbursed with next week's paycheck. Okay, so that's why it's important, especially when you make changes. So if you're changing your withholdings, or you're changing how much you're putting into your 401k, or you're adding medical or not taking medical off, you got to make sure that it's properly calculated, because we would have missed out on almost $170 for the month if we didn't check that. Okay, so $127.80, I have to put that in here because that's what they charged us this week, right? $127.80. The following weeks should be $85.24, and you can see I skipped next week because I'm going to do the reimbursement here in a minute. Okay, so then so let's see what we went over. So $127.80 minus what it should have been, the $85.24. They went over by $42.56. So I'm going to subtract that from what next week's would be. So we're going to say next week's is only going to be $42.68. And that's if they don't make the same mistake again. So we'll see. We have to just keep an eye on that one. We're going to auto sum this as well. All right, so our insurance, our health insurance for the January is going to be $426.20. Okay, now this will fluctuate with my husband's income, because if they only have 4 Fridays, then we're only going to be paying like $300 and something. So not bad. At least we have health insurance. We do not have dental, so like I mentioned, we are going to have to add that into our expenses here, because the girls have a cleaning to do. I tried getting their cleaning rescheduled for December so we could get one more cleaning for free. Unfortunately, it didn't fall within the time frame that the insurance would cover it, so we're gonna have to pay it out of pocket either way. So coming on down, our mortgage is $1,141.29. This includes our principal, our interest, our private mortgage insurance, our homeowner's insurance, and our property tax. This could change. For now, we're leaving it as is, and I usually like to cover these out of the last 2 paychecks, so I'm actually going to delete these out for now, and we're going to open up that last paycheck, and we're going to close this one here. So we're going to come back to that in a minute. Home maintenance, we're going to take that out, so we're not doing any home maintenance for this. Groceries, we usually try to do we say at $12 a day, so $84 a week is what we've been doing, and we base it off of weeks. For our amount. So we have 5 weeks, so we're going to do $420 for groceries. I'm going to delete this first one out here. Last month we did go over by $51. We added to that, so we'll have to see. I like to have groceries. I like to have the grocery money within the first 2 paychecks, because then I can buy things that are like a monthly thing that I would buy, like our meat and eggs and stuff like that, and then I can buy things worth for 2 weeks at a time with the other items. So I like to have most of that up here in the beginning. So I'm going to unhighlight both of these because we'll come back to those as we see we need to. So personal care, you can see we spent quite a bit. December we spent $229. It was a lot more than we anticipated of $81, but again, that is what it is. So we are going to do for personal care, like I mentioned, we have the girls cleaning, so it's $40 per child, so $80 for their teeth cleaning, and then I do have my chiropractor of $69. So I need $149 here. Their cleaning is scheduled, let me look at the calendar. Their cleaning is scheduled on the 15th, so I can cover that out of the 10th, and my chiropractor bill actually comes out before the 10th. So I want to make sure that I have my $69 out of here, and I have the $80 out of there. Okay, so that's how I do that, to make sure I have the money in time for what I need it for. Oh, so like I said, we're going to come back to those. I'm going to close these up. Okay, household, we are only going to do, I think, $20 to household. Let me go back to here actually, and I saw, what was I doing for this one? This one I was doing 73%. So that's what we're going to actually move this to. We're going to change our necessities to 73%. So that way I know right off the bat what we're doing with, because I'm going to get ahead of myself and I don't want to accidentally do that. So 73%. So we're going to raise this up a little bit from last month. Again, because we have the dentist and the chiropractor and the health insurance. Okay, and we're going to take this across every single week. That way we know what we're working with every paycheck. All right, so household, we said we're going to do 20. I'm going to just delete these out for now. We'll come back to where that's going to be. My husband's cell phone is $35. I already have my cell phone money in the necessities account, but that comes out on the 17th. So I look up here and I say, okay, I just want to make sure that I have that money in one of these two paychecks. So I have it scheduled with the first one. I'm going to go ahead and just leave it where it is because that should be fine. Now, our solar bill is $81 a month. The last 3 months, we did have some electric bill as well. I averaged it out. It was about $35. So I'm actually going to add $35 to this. I'm going to say $116 for electric just to be on the safe side. And I'm going to delete this out because I don't know which check I'm going to use yet. So we're just kind of going to leave those out for now. Water, sewer, trash, last month it was actually $58.79. So I'm going to say $59 just to be safe on that. Again, I'm going to delete this out until I know which check I want to take it. Here's a big expense now we've added to our 2020 budget. Last year we got Ricky a truck, so we added a truck payment. Now we have traded in my car and I have a car payment. So our truck and car payment combined is $819.56. I may go ahead and I'm actually going to switch these and so $369.83 and the car payment is, now if you were following Dave Ramsey, you would not have gone and got a vehicle that you didn't need. This is my dream vehicle. It's been sitting on my vision board for a year, and we had the opportunity. It was absolutely the car that I wanted, so I went ahead and said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get it. And we're just going to plan on paying it off maybe a year sooner than what the loan will be requiring. And it is what it is. So, yeah, it's there. It's out there. You guys can say whatever you want to say about it. Gas, because we have 5 weeks to cover gas, I'm going to raise this to $300. And this will include, this could be lower because Ricky is starting to ride the motorcycle again, which is good, but also I will be driving more when driving to YMCA. When I drove for Instacart and DoorDash, that came out of that money that I made, so I'll have to see how that actually ends up playing out. Gas, I like to have usually out of the first 2 paychecks as well, just because I like to have the money available because I don't know exactly how much we're spending every week in gas until it happens. Some weeks only Ricky fills up, some weeks we both fill up, so it's hard to tell. Our insurance for both of our vehicles is $235.66. I do not need to cover it out of the first paycheck. That isn't due until the 28th, so we will come back to that and see where do we want to have it come out of. Maintenance, we are not doing anything. We did have this service we had done on Ricky's truck at the dealership, so that was from December. So we have 40 and 25. So my daughters can earn their age every week if they do the chores I have laid out for them. If they don't do them, then they don't get the money. And also what we do is, let me delete these out, we split it in half, so they can spend half of it, and then I try to save half of it for them. So I'm going to open these up. We're going to take this out for now. Registration, we had to renew Ricky's motorcycle tag, so we did that in December. That was like $50. All right, and then Ricky, we're not putting anything towards him this time. So, all right, so I have like this big long equation here, which is all of these. I didn't know how to do this any other way, so it is kind of crazy. So I just want to go through and make sure that I have numbers 25 through 48 in here. So 25, 29, 30. So I need to add 31. C 31 plus, okay, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So I need to add 41. C 41 plus 2, 43, 44, 45, 6, 7, 48. Okay, so that works. And then I click on the end here, and then I can click away. All right, so you can see here I have $71 left. So somewhere I'm not calculating something in here. Either way, though, I need to, this here, I need to highlight all the way over. to make sure that's calculating properly as well. I'm anticipating to make more than I originally thought, so that's why that's higher. Okay, so I'm actually just going to do, we're going to lower this 1% and see how much that messes with things real quick, 72%, and see if it does too much. Okay, we'll do that, 72. So we're going to do 72%, because I don't really need anything else there. Okay, so we're going to put what's there in here. So I'm going to say $29.15 for home maintenance, and that one can really, realistically, it can be, or for household, that can be used for home maintenance, household, car maintenance, whatever really I feel it needs to be used for, but it's there now, okay? Same thing, I need to change these now, so 72 comes across to all of these, 72, okay? So that's going to end up changing how much I can pay on debt a little bit as well. All right, so now I have to go through and finish out what check these are all coming out of. So out of this first check, I have $691.24 that I can work with. So I'm going to go ahead and put all of the grocery money in there. So that way I don't have to do it out of there. What's left, I'm going to put into the gas. So $271.24 is going in the gas. So to finish my 300, I'm going to use $28.76 out of the second paycheck. Okay, so you can see here, out of the 1,000, I've used everything. I have a 0. So I'm telling it where to go ahead of time. I'm planning ahead of time. So now, out of the second paycheck, I have $412.44. So I'm going to work my way down and just start plugging in some of that stuff. So first, I'm going to start with things that have due dates for the current month. So for instance, that's going to be, I'm going to go ahead and do the electric. So part of this is for this month, part of it's for next month, but we're going to do that. And then we're going to do the car insurance out of there. So I still have $60. So we will do the water, sewer, trash, because that's $59. So we have those bills. And then that other dollar, we'll just go over here for this. Okay, so if I want to buy anything for the household, if I need paper towels or anything like that, I'm not going to be able to do it until the middle of the month. So I got to let myself know, you know, hey, I don't got that money yet. So now we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to finish that out. So if I was going to do $29.15, and I already put $1.78 over there, I'm going to finish it out with $27.37. So now we're going to come down here and we're going to look at what's next. We have the truck payment, and these are the car payment and truck payment. These are for February's. We already have the money. You can see here in my necessities account, I already have $819 in the necessities account to pay January's bill, which is basically they'll be coming out on the 5th and the 6th. So we're going to do the $369.83, and then what's left, this $151.12, will go to the car. So now I need to finish out that from here. So if I have $449 minus the $151.12 is $298.61. Okay, so that's going to go right up here. This $585.47 will go towards the mortgage payment, and then this should finish it out. Let's see. Exactly. 114,129. 114,129. Perfect. All right. So that's our necessities. So 72% of our income is going to pay necessities. This includes our taxes, our health insurance, and everything else. So we are looking really good. We're able to give 4% still. We're still paying ourselves 12%. So we're investing in our future, and we're putting money into savings for emergencies. So that's looking good. Now we come down to paying off the debt. We're trying to pay off this stuff earlier. I need to add, I'm going to actually take Discover Card off of here because we never carry a balance on there. We're not carrying a balance that rolls over. So I'm going to put the car payment, originally we were going to put all of the debt payoff money towards the mortgage. We've decided to put, we're going to shoot for trying to put $100 a month towards the truck loan no matter what. Maybe $100 towards the car if we can, so that way we can pay the car and the truck off a year before the official loan that we did was. So I have 4% already written on here, 4%. So cool, I already have 4% there. So we're going to do 100 to the truck, like I said. We'll try to do 100 to the car, and then we're going to do what's left, the 5103 we will do towards the mortgage. Okay, 4%, I'm just going to drive these along, make sure they're still on the same page over here. All right, cool. And we will decide what's coming out of what. So we want to try to do the truck first. We want to start making that payment towards the truck first. So $100 minus $61.50. So we're going to use the $38.50. and then we'll have 24 cents here, and then we'll do the 43.45. So we need 56, and then what's left will go here. I log on and I schedule the mortgage payment along with whatever extra principal we're doing. The car and the truck are automatic, so I will have to actually log on and make this extra payment myself. So what I will most likely do is with the truck payment or the car payment, I will make this payment the moment I have the money for it, and then that way I have a little bit of a payment made sooner than the actual payment. So on the second paycheck here, I will go ahead and just make that extra $100 payment. And I want to change this to, we want to focus on the truck first. Now we're not going to do any more than 100 on those for 2020. So we'll kind of just have to play it out and see how that goes. Again, we'll just kind of see how it goes. I would like to really realistically not do less than like 300 a month on the mortgage, but we're trying something new. We're gonna try this out for a couple months and see how that works out. So now our last category is our fun category, and we are doing 8% for fun. We originally were doing like 10%, but now that we make more money, we don't need to be spending that much money. So I'm gonna change this to 8% because it was 7%. Last month I put 7%, and we actually ended up spending 9%. So 8% should be all right. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is delete these out. So I guess I just want you to see, like, this is how I do it. Like, this is exactly step by step how I'm doing this. And then I'm gonna close all these for now. All right, so we are doing $40 a week for eating out. Basically, I told Ricky $20 a week is for him, and then the other 20 is for me and the girls, and that's what we're doing. So $200 for this month. Events or movies, this is basically for us to do little dates with the girls, $50 a month, and then Ricky and I, our date night is $100 a month. YMCA, this is a good one. Now that I'm working for the YMCA, I get a free membership, so now I only have to pay $20 a month for the family portion of the membership. So that's awesome. That expense went down. We did add on the PlayStation monthly thing. That's $10.92. The girls have a PlayStation. They've been playing online with some people, so that's cool. And then we have Netflix, $9.83. So now whatever's left is going into our vacation fund, which is our cruise vacation that we have in December. So this is all going to be just sitting there waiting, okay? So you can see we've zeroed out the whole thing. We have like a penny left. Again, that showed up somewhere up here. I'm going to leave it as that penny so I don't accidentally spend a penny too much, and that's where it's at. Now we're going to go through each paycheck and see what are we going to do. So date night is usually the third Friday of the month. So that's going to be the 17th. So I want to make sure I have that money before the 17th. So here is the 17th. We will do this 77 out of here, and then we'll use 22.92 out of here to make our 100. So let's hold do that one. I don't think we'll just do that. I mean, we're getting paid that day. We don't go out until after that, so that's what I'm going to do instead. 23.02. Eating out is another one that I like to have more of the money up front, because we might have a week that we spend more than what we originally thought we were going to spend, and that way we have it and we're okay with it. We'll do the 63.98 and then 13. Okay, so we'll have these at that point. Now the girls, so we know now we're not going to have money to do anything with them till roughly the end of the month, so we're not going to take them out until then, which would be this bill, because it's due on the 28th. We're going to do our $10.92 for that bill. We're going to do our 20 for that bill. All right, so all the bills are covered a few weeks before they're due. We'll do the rest, the $23.58 here, and then the $87.74 here. So let's scroll up to the top and just make sure everything seems like it's adding up properly. All right, so now everything's matching up. Good, so now I'm going to push save. So I'm good. So when my husband gets paid tomorrow, so then what I do on Friday, which is tomorrow, I will log on the bank account and I will start moving stuff around, and I change the color coding of this based on what the actual number is. So I'm actually, I'm going to do that with you guys really fast right now. So these I'm making black because that's the actual amount that we're getting. And I'm going to open these up now. These are orange because that's in progress. We're working with those numbers. Myself, I'm going to make this orange because I'm waiting for one more thing to come through, which I should have it by tomorrow. this, so now I'm going to double check what came out of this paycheck. Okay, so 110.61 is what it was, 110.61. So I'm going to go ahead and make that black because that money is gone. It's in the 401k now. I'll make this orange. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this 73.90 orange because this means we will have that 73.90 in the bank account when I wake up tomorrow. So I'm actually going to plug that in our income account. This is where the direct deposit comes. So I'm going to put that 73.90 in there. So when I wake up tomorrow, I already know that that amount is designated to that item, and then I can transfer it over to the emergency fund. Okay, next thing is our giving. So I'll make this orange because we should have that in the bank. So I'm going to put that over here. So we're going to have 30.75 when I wake up. This will get transferred, or I will use it to get my mom's birthday gift. My mom's birthday is at the end of the month, so we'll kind of feel that out. Now the donations. So right now he had $5 was already donated. So the 30.75 minus 5, so we technically will still have 25.75 in the bank tomorrow. We'll make that orange. Awesome. So now let's look at the taxes and see if we were correct at our percent. So we were estimating 2.3%. He paid, federal was 25.38, so it's actually less than that. So I'm going to lower this to 2% and see what that is. 38. All right, there we go. So it's actually 1.836% is what came out of his paycheck for that. I'm not going to change these ones. I'd rather have them be projecting higher than less. So we're going to leave that as is, but we're going to make this black now because this is the actual amount that came out of his check. And then we're going to go ahead and double check the Arizona state tax. So Arizona was 2060 and we put 22. There we go. All right, 2060. All right, and then Medicaid was 1819. So I think I'm gonna have to change that. We'll have to see. And then this one was 7780. So this was a lot less than. I'm not sure why it was so less. Okay. Okay, so now I'm just gonna make sure this is right. Long-term disability 496. That's right. And that was that. So we have those black now because those are gone. Make these orange because we're working these numbers now. Okay, save as we go. All right, so now all of this is gone. So this money would not be in the bank tomorrow. We're going to make these orange now because this is the money that we're going to say we're going to have. Now we're going to say these are in the bank. So tomorrow, again, when I wake up, that's going to be in the bank. So 420 will be in the bank. 69 will be in the bank. 35 will be in the bank. 271.24 will be in the bank, and then 8 and 5 will be in the bank. Okay, so this will get moved to the necessities account because then we use the Discover card to purchase these things and then we pay it back. Okay, then we come down. We're gonna put we'll have the 61.50 will be in there. I'm gonna delete that because that's gone now. So this will go in the necessities account until we're ready to make that payment. Will be in the account as well. 132.03 over what I need to over. What am I? 1849. How am I short there? Oh, okay. So these taxes were actually less than I had budgeted. So I have $18. So I have $18.49 actually that I can pull into this account here. So I'm actually going to put that for here, and so we're going to say 1849. We're going to put that here. We're only going to be using $8.88. So you can see how this has like a little ripple effect of when it would be due. So now the good news is that if, say, these I've under budgeted and then actually end up paying more in taxes than I anticipate, then we'll have some kind of buffer. But otherwise, we still have $18.49. We're going to leave these other ones as is. We're going to add that extra to here, and that's just so we have that extra money later if we think we need it. And again, that could be used for home maintenance, car maintenance, or household items. Or if we don't spend it, we can put it towards the debt. Okay, so we have that added up. Okay, so now that's what will be in the bank tomorrow. My money is in the bank right now, so I just need to transfer over this 155 over to this account, and then that tomorrow everything will be in the bank ready to go. So again, most of the stuff will be transferred into either savings or into the necessities account to be used for the month to come. So I hope that helped you guys. I know it's a longer video than normal, but I want you guys to see exactly how long it takes me from taking everything from 1 month and creating my whole new month budget, exactly step by step, and how I do it. So it might initially take you what seems like it takes maybe an hour, but then every week when you go in, you shouldn't be on there for more than maybe 15 minutes at a time. So it really just helps you out that way. Also, I had to add a few things to the budget template that I will not have to do next month because I took the time to do it this month. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.